Welcome to Protecting Africa show with our brother Unche in the show, and I'm gonna be asking him a few questions about the topic I'm covering, and I'm gonna be covering different African topics today. Now, my first question to you is: have you realized and noticed that Africa, generally speaking, Africans are in a total state of chaos, poverty, civil wars. Ignorance and so many issues and diseases and so many issues affecting Africa as a whole. Have you noticed that?
Of course, I noticed that. I'm a woman being, I must know that.
You noticed that. Now, in your observation, what is the root cause of the generally, like I said, chaotic situation in Africa? Let's take poverty for example. There's widespread poverty among Africans, right? In your observation, what is the root cause of poverty in Africa?
Actually, there is nothing like one thing you must know that government is one of the poverty we are facing. From example, in South Africa here, I always deal with daily sons. Even if you come to my house right now, I can provide you knowledge of 2,500 pages of Daily Sons.
Daily Sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm always
reading Daily Sun.
Service deliverance, more especially in South Africa right here.
For our viewers, Daily Sun is a newspaper that is sold in South Africa. Yeah. Okay. Go on. Yeah.
I read newspaper all the time, and I always discover that the problem we youths, mostly youths,
African youth,
mostly totally everyone belongs in South Africa here. Even if you're a foreigner, you belong in South Africa, you're South African. Because South Africa never give you a permit to stay in this country without belongs to them.
Yeah.
So what I discovered in this country was service delivery number one, causes by government. And when you talk about Africa continents, you know Africans, we are not white. We are talking about apartheid or whatever so called. But I want to assure you that our poverty started from our governments, and there is nothing two ways about it. We have nothing to say about it. Our governments should arrange themselves and fix themselves.
Now, you said poverty in Africa, the root cause is government in Africa.
Yeah.
Now, in your observation, are African governments sovereign governments that can decide, for example, to put policies in place that's gonna advance the interests of Africans? Can African government do that without being bullied or threatened by any other nations? Do you think African government can take decisions to put policies that's gonna advance the interests of the people without being bullied and threatened? What's your take on that?
Then what kind of policies they want government to apply?
Let me take an example. If an African government decide to nationalize its natural resources, right, so that it benefit its people, because reality is natural resources of Africa are owned by European companies, meaning European countries. Now, if you want to end the poverty among Africans, you're gonna make sure that the things of Africa benefit Africa. You understand? That means the natural resources, the economy, everything must be designed to benefit Africa. But if an African government decides, for example, to nationalize its oil, let's take an example, Gabon. If Gabon decides to nationalize its oil, which is owned by French, do you think France is not going to cause problem for that government? What do you think? What's your take on that?
I think what I have to say about this African continent, we Africans and our presidents and our governments, they should work together. That is not impossible. There's nothing so impossible to someone to do. It's only that because most of us are so ignorant. Our presidents, our councillors, our ministers, and so on and so forth, our health departments, our education department, they are so ignorant of many things that happen in this country. I believe that way if we can work together as a country, as an African continent, I think we have to achieve better more than this.
I was saying, if an African government, let's say Gabon or Nigeria, decide to nationalize its oil so that the oil now benefit the people, because you said
benefit the people from Africa.
Yeah, that means of those specific countries. Yeah. Do you think the countries that currently own those oil, those resources, because they are getting 90%, 87% for most of the time, and African countries generally get 13%. Do you think those countries will not cause problem for African governments? Huh?
There will be a war.
Now, if it's gonna be a war, now how can you put the blame of poverty on African government if they have their hands tied and they cannot implement policies that's gonna advance the interests of Africans? If they cannot take decisions that's gonna advance interests of Africans before facing a war, it means they are not responsible for the cause of poverty, for example. Let me take another example. Okay, you can give your opinion on that. What do you think? Do you, if African government cannot nationalize the resources, right? Because there will be a war, it means the European gonna cause trouble for that country. Can you say that the African governments are responsible for poverty if the European don't wanna?
I still speak it 24 hours, and I can speak it even in any government parliament.
Okay.
Our government discusses about poverty, and also at the same time, if they have to, the African continent have to nationalize all whatever they have as oil resources, gold resources, or whatever so-called mine resources. It's left for the government. It's not left for me and you as a government. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So we left for our parliaments to discuss about that. And let me tell you,
you said there will be war.
There will be war because there's no how you are taking something from me. And now I decided to not give it to you. It's obviously that you must fight back to me.
Okay, now let's take logically.
Yeah.
Now the oil is Gabon and Nigeria oil. I took those two countries example.
Yeah.
Now, Parliament passed a law that says that oil is now a property of Nigeria or Gabon.
Don't mention Nigeria, just Africa. We are talking about Africa.
Now I took two examples, but it's whole of Africa, right?
Yeah.
This is applied all over Africa, right? Yes. Because actually Africans are structured through countries. Now I just took two examples which gonna be replicated throughout Africa, right? Now you said the countries, the European countries that own those resources, gonna fight. You understand? Now if they're gonna fight, how do you think they're gonna fight? In your observation, how do you think they're gonna fight? They're gonna send the soldiers to invade, or they're gonna try to overthrow the government like they always do? What you think? What do you think?
I mean, this talking about nationalization or whatever so-called. You know, Africa we has oil,
yeah,
have mines, more than any other countries. And it's obvious these people are making much profit and making sales from us.
Okay.
We export it. Not importing it, we do export it as Africans. And now, there's no how you can just wake up in the morning and decided to quit or decided to ask the country that we are no more interested over your business or whatever. No, there must be a problem, and it is obvious that problem is caused by war. He may not understand it that way, but personally I have a mission and I have a view why saying that.
Now, in your observation, is Africa liberated from European colonialism? Is the continent right now, today is the 18th of June 2013, do you think Africa is a liberated and free continent, free from European colonialism? What do you think?
We are liberated, but our governments are the one that's holding us tight.
Okay, so you believe the African continent is liberated, is free?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the order in Africa, right? The order in Africa, which order is it? Is it a European order or an African order?
Actually, what we are seeing right now where Vienna is a European order.
Now, throughout Africa, you have the European order. Now, if the Europeans are not anymore colonizing Africa, why is the order in Africa? Because the European order in Africa is designed to work for Europeans, not for Africans. You understand? So why is the order in Africa if we are free people today? And why is that we cannot nationalize our resources so that it benefits us? Can we say such a situation can be called being a free people? What do you think?
Actually, we are already free from the Europeans, and I believe because I could remember when Nigeria was having their freedoms, and South Africa, how old South Africa is into their freedom right now. Mara, I still believe that we are colonized. I still believe that we also colonized by Europeans. Based on what we are seeing right here now, whatever we are doing right here now, we still using the method of Europeans. As an African man, and an African man as an African continent, we have our ways of doing things, and we have a cultural traditions. But right now, you can see that most of us as African continents here, and Africans, Nigeria, whatever so called, we abandon our cultures and traditions, and we face European cultures. If you look at what is happening around the area, that is it. We are living, and we're still living as Europeans
want to do. Now you said Africans are free and colonized. That's what you say.
Yeah, we are free and colonized, but
so you say free and colonized. Free and colonized can go in the same end.
It's obviously free and colonized can be good the same thing.
No, you can't
but
go.
You can cope.
You agree that the order in Africa is a European order.
Yeah.
Everything is designed to benefit European, not Africans. You understand?
Yeah.
Is that freedom? Can you be free if in your own home, in your own continent, everything is meant for other people but for you? It means the language you speak is not your own as main language of communication.
That is, excuse me, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
That is what I told you, that fine, we are free, but we are still colonized by
free. What is the freedom? Can you explain the freedom we have?
Well, from example, I can see that you can see what is really happening right now. And when you walk down to the Celia Street here and get to the heart or whatever, what heart or is hospital, what is, can see what is it?
So you mean you Africans are free to move in their own land? That's what you call freedom. So okay, if you are free to move in your own land, but you are not free to speak your own languages as main language of communication, you are not free to own your resources. You are not free to own your land. You are not free to learn your own history. You are not free. You are not free to feel like you are a human being in your.
Must I tell you something?
Yeah.
Do you know you can be free from something, but they are still colonized by someone. You can be free as a boss. Your manager in office can be free you, but at the same time you have some things that it cannot be free as a freedom man. So that is how Africa looks to Europeans. We are free. Protect Africa.